Get ready. We are about to take you through a time machine from the Iron Age to World War II. Dover Castle is an extraordinary fortress that sits on the southeast coast of the United Kingdom in Kent. The site is nestled on top of the famous White Cliffs of Dover and is known as the Key to England because of its critical strategic location, overlooking the shortest sea crossing between England and continental Europe. For over 900 years, the site has served as the nation's premier stronghold against invasions and has acted as a first line of defense. The castle site started its history between 800 BC as a hill fort. Then, around 43 AD, the Romans built a lighthouse that still stands today. Talk about great engineering. Around 1000 AD, the Saxons built a church and used the lighthouse as a belfry. And then 1066 AD, the Norman king, William the Conqueror, transformed the site into a premier medieval castle. His great-great-grandson took over in the 1180s and transformed and rebuilt the castle, basically because of guilt. He created the Inner Bailey, towers, and the massive Great Tower we see today. Fast forward to the 19th and 20th century to see the castle and its tunnels serve as a key role in the Napoleonic Wars and World War II. So let's travel through time from the beginning and take a tour of some of these structures. We are going to start our tour at the Anglo-Saxon Church and Roman pharos. Pharos is what the Romans called lighthouses. The Roman lighthouse is from the 1st century AD and is one of the best preserved of its kind anywhere in the world. I can't wait to see it. So the Romans built this as a light tower, and then it was turned into a bell tower for the church, for St. Mary's Castro Church. So this right here was a lighthouse. So it was built in 130 AD, the lighthouse itself. So then 800 years later, they built the church in 1000 AD. So 800-year difference between the tower, which was a lighthouse, and the church itself, both ancient. Amazing. And just on the other side of these walls are steep cliffs down to the ocean, and that's why the lighthouse is sitting here. So let's go in and check out the church. And get warm, because it's actually really cold at the moment. Look at this.
This would be a Catholic church, would it not?
In 1000, it would be definitely a Catholic church.
St. Mary's.
Until the Reformation, which was Henry VIII, turned it into the church.
That.
Church of England. No,
it's
you
like
can't.
Obsidian.
Yeah.
It would be the shreds.
But it's not. It's chert.
Yeah.
This looks like chert to me. It was built around 1000 AD, and it features repurposed Roman materials, although there are indications it was being used as early as 600 AD. Builders used significant amounts of Roman brick and red tile that were taken from the lighthouse and surrounding Roman fort. You can see that Roman building material in the window arches and walls. Its size and location suggest it may have been a royal church, perhaps under the patronage Earl Godwin of Wessex, father to King Harold. By the 17th and 19th centuries, the church had fallen into disrepair, becoming a roofless ruin. It was even used as an early type of handball game court and coal storage. Under Queen Victoria, it was heavily restored and now continues to function as an active church for the Dover garrison and the local community.
Every different section that you see in that keyhole is a large tumbler that your key would turn as you're putting it through.
Oh my goodness, it's so cool, and you can see right out.
There'll be a keyhole peeper.
It's cool. That is an awesome lock. It's big too. So this part was built by the Saxons. This was the original door, which has been blockaded because it was collapsing. The mosaics in here are just amazing. If I get close to them.
You want to know what's really cool?
What?
You can tell the side of the stone is facing the ocean by the amount of calcium that's leaching out between your tiles there. You can see the calcium coming out.
Yeah, I do.
Calcium.
Yeah, I do.
If you come over here, you won't find that. It's a wetter side of the building. It's facing the ocean.
Interesting.
Especially the part that's really facing the ocean over there. It's
Over here.
stone. It absorbs moisture.
Right there. Yeah, this mosaic is just beautiful. It's all mosaic right here.
Get that top piece.
It's just gorgeous.
Like I said, he's better than the guy I'm using now.
I would hope so. These guys, their art.
Oh, your arch is offset. If you look from where you're standing, the point of your arch is not in the center of your roof dome there.
So this is thicker.
And it's purposely
this.
offset because it was tiled that way and built that way. So it has to do something with their weight distribution.
Yes.
This one's lined up.
Interesting.
And that one's lined up.
But these here are not.
No.
Very interesting.
Say, Mom, I'm home.
Just remember there's a lot of birds.
Gladius at home.
Oh my goodness. This is so cool.
You got a wood floor up there for the tower.
Oh wow, this is awesome. What do you think this indention here was? Like a flight of stairs or something?
Yeah, probably, because each one of these had, you see the holes, they probably had poles and then a wood floor.
Oh, look at those guys up there.
Ain't gonna shit on us. They are telling us we're in their space, aren't they? Looks like the ruins must be nested in there. This is a talking telescope.
So that right there, isn't that what they used to light up to, like, to make fires? So boats could see.
It's possible.
I think that's what that is. So you can really see all the repairs that has happened to this church over the years. Here's that door, the original door that they've ripped up. The original door. This looks like it used to be a well.
You're so high up on the hill, you imagine how deep that would go. Well, or a toilet.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's still pretty deep. So I've seen this on all the castles pretty much, and I believe this is chert in my geophysics wisdom. This looks a lot like chert to me, and I'm pretty sure it is. And it's very sharp, just like obsidian. And so most of the castles have this in there because it's, you know, to climb up, it's hard. It will cut your hands. So, yeah, it's just
Yes.
obsidian sharper, but this
So
is
when
what's
I see
available.
him sneaking into the castle by scaling the wall, that was all BS. Hollywood. That's the floor.
Oh, it's a floor. Okay. Thought it was a
Remember
gate.
how we were talking the pole holes? And stick the end of the pole in.
Right. This is the Colton gate, so it's just another gate. Before we move on to the keep, let's talk about the common features of a castle. First, what's the difference between a castle and a palace? A castle is a fortified military structure designed for defense and refuge, while a palace is an elaborate, unfortified residence designed for luxury, wealth, and status. Basically, an oversized, over-the-top mansion. Most castles have moats. We already saw the Dover Castle moat as we came into the front gate. A moat can have water or is dry. Many of the moats I have encountered in the United Kingdom have been transformed into lovely gardens, are dry green spaces, or still have water in them. This castle's moat has been a dry ditch throughout its history. It's located on a high chalk cliff where there is no nearby water source to keep a water-filled moat filled. It was designed as a dry defensive barrier to stop attackers from advancing. We are about to enter what is called the bailey. A bailey, also called a ward, was a fortified enclosure. The bailey was used as a safe haven for everyone that was not in charge. It was used to contain barracks, stables, workshops, and storage, and was basically where everybody else hung out during a siege. The keep was a great tower or other building that served as the main living quarters of the castle. Keep was not a term used in medieval times. The term was used from the 16th century onward. In medieval times, they used the word donjon. The word dungeon finds its origins in the word donjon, and I'm not even really sure I'm pronouncing that correctly. The keep was used as a residence by the lords who owned the castle and his guests and representatives. This keep at Dover Castle was used by several kings. It was built by Henry II, then saw the likes of Richard the Lionheart, his unliked brother, King John, and beyond. And yes, King John and Richard the Lionheart are from the fable Robin Hood. Let's talk about that for a bit, because it's tied to this castle. This is a rare copy of the Magna Carta at the British Library. The Magna Carta is one of the most famous documents in medieval history. 800 years later, it is still being talked about and is considered the cornerstone of Western democracy. It inspired the United States Constitution and the UN's Declaration of Human Rights. In order to understand the Magna Carta and its connection to Dover Castle, you have to understand who King John was. He came into power in 1199. John was the great-great-grandson of William the Conqueror and the youngest son of King Henry and Eleanor of Aquitaine. They're the ones that built what you see today in Dover Castle. He was also the brother to Richard the Lionheart, who he inherited the throne from. He was a direct descendant of the Norman dynasty and was, well, excuse my old English, a shite. During his reign, he managed to spend all his money, a huge chunk of lands that belonged to the English kingdom. To further worsen the situation, he wrecked his relationship with the noble elite, better known as the barons. The lucrative lands that John lost were acquired by his father, Henry II, lands that made up a large majority of France today. These lands brought great wealth to the kingdom and its barons. But King Philippe of France outwitted King John by capturing most of the territory that was held by England. So he spent the next decade in the early 1200s to feverishly try to raise money so he could attack the mainland of France to get the lands back. This is where the legend of Robin Hood comes in. The original story of Robin Hood was not written by one person, but it is a combination of folklore and songs gathered together to tell the story. If you know the story of Robin Hood, then the names King John, Richard the Lionheart, and Sheriff of Nottingham will ring a bell. That story tells the unscrupulous way King John overtaxed his subjects to raise funds, an army, and to buy allies to take back Normandy. These traits that made him the perfect fictional villain for the Robin Hood legend, acting as the ultimate authority the outlaw fought against. Because of all this taxation, the barons started a civil war against him. When they took London and much of King John's lands, they made him sign the Magna Carta. This document limited his power, protected church rights, and established legal processes. Robin Hood often symbolizes the fight against the very injustice that the Magna Carta was meant to fix. Now that takes us to the Great Siege of Dover Castle. During the First Barons' War in 1215 to 1217, the castle was twice besieged by French forces under Prince Louis of France. The prince's father, King Philippe, was asked by the barons to take over England as their king so they could remove King John, after he ignored the Magna Carta. Dover Castle, being the key of Britain due to its location, cleared the path straight into the country. But Prince Louis failed to take the castle despite undermining the towers by tunneling through the soft chalk underneath the castle area. King John died of dysentery on the night of October 18th or 19th in 1216 at Nuremberg Castle at the age of what we think is 48 years old. His death followed a disastrous military campaign against the barons, during which he also lost his treasure in quicksand in the Wash. But that's a whole other story for another time. These are the kind of keys that went with that door in the church. Graffiti everywhere. All up this wall. I hope you enjoyed this tour and the stories of Dover Castle. Make sure to be on the lookout for the story of King John's father, Henry II, and how he built Dover Castle out of gilt. That will be in our video about Canterbury Cathedral. See you in the next Forgotten Found video, where we explore castles, churches, unique structures, landmarks, and more. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss a minute of our exploration of England, the United States, Mexico, and beyond. Until next time, make it a great day, my friends. And always remember to be kind in everything you do, including the comments you make. Thumbs up, everyone.